Meet the Woodside animals that desperately need loving Plymouth forever homes. Woodside Animal Sanctuary is currently home to more than 140 different species, including many who are still waiting for their forever home. If you've ever owned a pet, you'll know just how rewarding it can be, and your heart will probably ache at the thought that there are mistreated and unwanted animals out there. In Plymouth, one rescue center has more than 140 creatures that desperately need loving homes. If you're looking to add a pet to your family, then adopting a rescue can be a fulfilling experience, and Plymouth's Woodside Animal Sanctuary can help pair you with the perfect match. From shy tortoises, lonely rabbits, and birds who never learn to fly to evil cats, nervous dogs, and food-obsessed pigs, Woodside has the lot. But despite many of their flaws, all the animals at the sanctuary are still lovable in their own ways and are very much loved by the incredible staff, who dedicate their time to giving them the best life. Managers Debbie Haynes and Lisa Darcy were both on hand to provide a tour of their facility, as well as to introduce us to all the residents they care for. Debbie began working at Woodside more than 42 years ago and said when they first moved to their current location it was more or less a shanty town of sheds. Over the years the sanctuary has developed considerably and even has its own retirement home for elderly cats. Lisa said her Woodside journey began at the age of 14 when she arrived on work experience, but more than 25 years later she remains committed to the job. Lisa said, "There's so much to do in animal welfare that it's never complete, it's never finished, and you never get to an endpoint. I went to uni and was going to be a teacher but decided actually I'll stick with the animals." Describing how the facility had changed since her first day of work experience to what we can see today, Lisa said, "It's changed massively. When I first got here it was mostly just sheds and wooden-built buildings, but now we've got this massive, purpose-built sanctuary. It's amazing, but you just think you've got enough space and then you end up building more because there's just constant demand." Lisa said ever since the pandemic the number of animals they're receiving has been manic. Last summer was an all-time high for the sanctuary with more than 200 animals on site. Luckily, that number has fallen, but they're receiving new residents all the time. Take Henry, a 7-year-old Cocker Spaniel, and Marley, a 6-year-old Cockapoo. Despite both being adorable, they've so far attracted very little interest after being taken in by the sanctuary in December. Lisa said this was likely down to Henry's severe separation anxiety, which means he can only be left for 20 minutes at a time. Any longer and he will start to whine. This is one reason why his owner was forced to give both him and his brother up after she changed jobs and was unable to be around them as much as she once had been. Lauren Street, a staff member at Woodside, said Henry now relies on Marley a lot and can't be without him. But unfortunately, Marley and Henry are not alone in not attracting interest from potential new owners. Lulu, a 3-year-old greyhound, has had similar difficulties. She was a former racer, but according to Woodside's Amy Bingham, many people are put off by the size of greyhounds. She also said the color and the muzzle can also factor in people's decision not to adopt her breed. Lisa said there has been no interest at all, which is a shame because she says Lulu is very attentive and loves cuddles. Woodside has posted her on their Facebook and even had her in reception in the hope someone might bond with her, but sadly, nothing has worked.